Hello friends, today in this tutorial I will be showing you that how to integrate the Gmail API to send a email address alongside with attachments. So this is the application we will be building where you will be sending out a text email alongside with pictures as well, pictures, text files as well. You can also send PDF files as well. So we will be showing you in this detail step by step how to do this process using Gmail API, and we will be using Node.js for this. And for sending out the actual email, we will be using the library called as Node Mailer. You have seen this library. It's a very famous library in Node.js in order to send out any sort of email address. So 1 million weekly downloads are there. You will see we will use this library. So let's get started by building this application. So if you want the full source code, guys, you can go to the video description link. I have written a complete detailed blog post on my tutorial on my blog post. So if you go to coding Shiksha, the link I have given this link in the video description. This is a blog post. So I will be following this blog post step by step in this video. So make sure that you go to the video description to follow along with the video. And now guys, I will be closing all the windows here, and I will make a new directory here which will be node gmail, and I will go to this directory, and I will open this directory inside the Visual Studio Code. You will see this is the editor I am using. So simply, first of all, you need to do is that you need to create package.json file npm init -y. So this will create the empty package.json file. And now you need to install the node mailer library, node mailer, which is the actual library which is actually used to send email addresses. And one other dependency you can install, which is -g for globally nodemon, which will automatically restart your application. I have already done that. So now we need to create this index.js file. So we can start this application nodemon index.js. And now first of all, guys, what you need to do is that you need to require the node mailer library. So we need to require it node mailer, and here we will define some options here. First we will declare some variables, which is const client id, client underscore id. So all this information I will tell you how to get this from your Google Cloud Console account. Then we need to get the client secret, and then these are the two things we need to do. So here, just go to your Google Cloud Console account here. So just go to Google, and here you will need the Google Cloud Console account. I have already signed up and verified the details. So if you go to this Google Cloud Console, the very first thing you need to do is that go to APIs preview, and you need to enable the Gmail API. Click on enable API services and search for the API which is Gmail API, and you need to enable this Gmail API. I have already enabled this, and after enabling it you need to create our credentials, which is client ID and client secret. Click on credentials, and simply you will click this option which is create credentials. Select OAuth client ID, and simply you need to create the credentials here. The web application type is that. And now inside the authorize redirect URI, you need to add this uh, authorized URI. If you go to the video description link, you will find this URL. uh, I think we don't need any of these. Redirect URI, I think we don't need this. So you just simply need to uh, don't need to fill out these details, authorize redirect URI or any of the. If you just want to, let me just have this. Let me. I think this is a mandatory field. I think this needs to be filled out. If I don't add this, so if I click this, just create this, don't add any of these, and now you will see OAuth client is created. This is your client ID and client secret. This will be different for you, so don't copy my client ID and client secret. Simply paste it like this, paste it. Now you got our client ID and client secret. So now we can create a function which will be async function by default, async function, and we can call this function as send email. So which will actually send out the email address. So inside this, we will do all the things inside a try catch block. So if any sort of error take place, we can just console log it. So inside this try block, guys, what we need to do is that we need to create a transport variable, and inside this we need to use the node mailer transport create transport method. You can see this is a method which is there, and here we need to pass the details. First, the service is equal to Gmail because we are sending out Gmail emails, and then there is a second field out this auth, which is here we need to pass the type parameter to OAuth2. This is authentication OAuth2. So you can see this, just make it small letters, which is OAuth2. And the second parameter which comes is the user is actual email address, so I will use my email address. So just replace your email address from which you will be sending out emails. And then the third parameter is the actual client ID, guys, which we have created. So I will pass the client ID and then the client secret. So we will pass the client secret that we have created. So these are four properties. And now, guys, the third property is access token. So access token is the necessary thing. It's a mandatory thing to actually send out email address on user behalf. So access token is nothing but it is granting permission to the application so that it can send out email addresses on your behalf. So now to generate this access token, it is pretty simple. I will guide you the process here. Just first of all, go to Google and here type here Google Oauth Playground. So simply type this, and the very first link which comes in, you will see Oauth Playground. And here first you can see you can generate access token for each and every Google API. So you need to select precisely our Gmail API. So you will see Gmail API version 1. Simply select this, and now you need to select your scope here. So there are many scopes out there. So now to select all the scopes, we will select the first option here, which is mail.com. And now you need to click authorize APIs. So now this will ask for the permission. Simply select your Google account and grant the permissions. Click on continue. And now basically it will have your authorization code. You need to exchange this authorization code for token, and now you will see your access token will be there. This will be expiring after 3600 seconds. So you need to copy this. So whenever it is expired, you can always click refresh access token. If you click it, it will generate a new access token. So the expiration, you will see this expire in this much seconds. So every time we need to repeat the same process. And now inside this access token, we can paste it like this. After pasting it, now the job is complete. Now we can, after this, we can define some more options, which is mail options generally, for which declare this mail options object. So inside this object, we will define from address, which will be actual address from which you will be sending out. So we will be sending out from this email, which is my email. And then we have the to field, to which of the email address you will be sending out. So I will be sending out this email. So you can also send out to multiple people. So just put a comma and you will be sending out to multiple people. For now, I will be sending to a single person. Then you can define the subject as well. This is a test email. And after subject, you can define the actual body of the message. This is a body of the message. And then you can also define the HTML part as well. Let's suppose we define in a heading that hello from Gmail. This is not mandatory, this HTML thing. And if you want to also send out attachment, you can send out with the attachment option, but I will be showing you in the next step how to do this. For now we will be sending out this plain text message just to verify if it is working or not. And after that, guys, what we need to do is that we will declare another result variable, and now inside this we will say await, and we will use the transport dot send email method here, which is there inside this library node mailer, and we will pass the mail options that we have defined here. That's it. So after this we can return the result back to the user, and that's it. This is all the function which is there. Now in order to call this function, basically if you run this, nothing will happen because we just returned the function, we haven't called this. Now we need to call this. So as this is a async function, it will be returning the response in a promise, so we need to write dot then, and inside this we will have the result, and we can just here console log that email is sent alongside with the response. We can concatenate result, and basically if any sort of error take place, we can catch it using this error option, and then we can say console log an error occurred, and then we can also concatenate the error. That's it. So we can say error dot message. Instead of console logging it, we can also return error as well to the user. That's it. So now we can launch this application. So you will see email is sent. It is already sending out the email here. So I think we don't need to use nodemon here because multiple emails can be sent. So basically if I check it, you will see hopefully we will be receiving a message, plain text message. Let me launch it once again. So it is saying email is sent. Let me refresh it if it is actually sent or not. Guys, the error was very simple here. You can see inside mail options, inside the to field, we are missing this .com here. We just written here geeky Gautam 1997 at the rate gmail. So we also need to write .com as well. So this was the error. Now basically if you want to run this application, just type node index.js. Now you will see it will have the email is sent here, and now we can verify as well. This is the test email. This is a subject here. I have two line I have written here. This is the test email. If I open this, you will see hello from Gmail API. This is a heading here, H1 heading. So you will see H1 heading. I can even change this to, let's suppose this is a second test email, and I can make this a paragraph instead of heading. So if I make this, and once again if I run this, you will see now this will send out this email. So once again, this is a second test email, and this is a paragraph here. And I don't know if you can embed images or as well. Let me try if I want to embed an image here. So I have an image here which is inside free media tools. Let me copy the image address, and simply if I have an image tag inside the source, if I paste the address, and if I have a break tag here, this is a image. I'm just trying out. Let me just see if it is working or not, if Node Mirror allows this or not. So now if I once again run this, let's suppose, let me check if it is sending out this image. You will see. Now you can also see, guys, you can also embed images as well. Now you can also download this image right here inside your computer. Simply you can see it's very easy, guys. You can embed any sort of HTML. You can embed images. I think you can also embed videos as well. Let's suppose, let me try out if you can also embed YouTube videos as well. So I think you can. Let me search for my video, coding Shiksha. So let's suppose I take the link here and let me play this video, and I let me have the share. If you want to share this, let me copy this, and if you just write this line as well, and let me try to send this. So I think this will also be as acting as a link as well. So if you just again see here, now you can see that, guys, this is the YouTube video is there. You can play this YouTube video as well. So you can send out anything. You can send out links, images, videos, all that stuff. Just construct it inside a uh, good HTML, and you can send out. And now I will be talking about how to send out images, PDF documents, all that stuff using this attachments array. Attachments, and here this can be an array of objects. First, this is a property, it holds a file name, so it will be having file txt, and then you can have the content property. So here you can just write anything. This is a text file, this contains something. And what you will find, guys, if you just now send this email, it will create a text file automatically with this content that you have defined here, and it will send out. And now if you check here, now this will contain a file.txt file. Here you will see this is a text file, this contains something. So it's very easy. Simply you create it using attachments array, and then you provide two properties, which is file name, which is actual file name, which is given to send out as a attachment. Then the second option is the actual content inside this text file. And now basically if you want to send out from a URL, this is also very easy. So we can say image.png, and let's suppose there is a PDF or image document. So there is a path property. So here you can actually send out the path. So simply I will copy image address and paste this path here like this. Paste this path, and now you will see what you will do. It can also be a PDF file as well. Let me have a file.pdf, and I can have path. So just search for a PDF document online, sample PDF document, and this is a, I think this is a PDF document. So it's a simple PDF document. So if you want to send this also, you can also send this. So now if you send this command node index.js, so it will take some time because these are three files which are there. Email is sent. So now if you check here your email, hopefully these three files will be there. Now you will see that, guys, this is the image is there from the, this is the same image, you can see that. And then we got the second file, which is file.txt, which we constructed, and this is a third PDF document, which is the same PDF document that you see here. So you can send out video files as well, because video will take longer. That is why I'm not showing you. And the last thing that is remaining, guys, you can also send out path images as well. Let's suppose you have downloaded an image inside your machine here like this. So let me open this inside my file explorer. So let's suppose you want to send out an image which is stored inside your computer. So in that scenario, it is very easy. Simply paste this image and send out image. This is image.png. So you will see this is the image you need to send out. So this is pretty simple. So you would define here file name. This will be the actual file name which will be given to the, so this will be simply image.png. And then we have the path property once again. So here you will give the path. So it is there inside the same directory. I think it should also be image.png. If there is a in a separate folder, you will get the full path. If you run this file once again, hopefully this will send out the email as well. You will see email is sent. And now what you will find out, this is a file is now transferred here, you will see. So now I have shown you all the scenarios, guys, how you can send out emails using NodeMailer, using Gmail API. You just need to get these two things, which is client ID and client secret. And that's it. These are the two things that you will need. I have shown you the process. And lastly, you will also need this access token. So this is very easy. Simply go to Oauth Playground, and from this you can get the access token for 3600 seconds, and then again you can refresh it like this. This is a new access token. So I think 3600 seconds is exactly equal to, let me just see. I think this is equal to, yes, 1 hour completely. So it is there for 1 hour. So you can just see how much is there. So now guys, I can translate this to a real application. I guess also if you can turn this using Express as the title of the video. So it will take some time, but I can do this simply. So install Express and Malter dependency also, which lets you upload images. So this is installed here. So now we can make it just require the Express library, and we can have a port number which is running process env port. If port is not available, then run on port 3000. Then we can say app dot, firstly we need to create app express. Then we can say app dot get. If you open the home page, we can say here response dot send file, which is dir name plus index.html. So in the same directory you can create index.html. So this will be a simple form, guys, which will be, so it will be a simple form element. Form method will be post, and encoding type will be multi-part form data, because we will also be sending out images here from this. So the action will be simply slash send email. So here we will be having input type file, and name will also be file. And here can select multiple, we can select multiple images, multiple files. And then we can have a button to send email. That's it. I think this is all that you will need inside your HTML. Button type submit, because we know the address from which we will be sending out email addresses, that will be static, but we can send out email addresses, oh sorry, files from this form as well. So for storing the files, we can define a public. Inside public we can have uploads folder, and then we can make that static using a method here, which will be app.use express.static. And we can import the path dependency also, which lets you join the paths. So it's a built-in dependency, you need not have to install it. Path.join dir name plus public slash uploads. And now you can also import Malter dependency, guys, which will let you store the files inside which you select firstly on the server, and then you can get the path and send out it. For Malter, you need to define a storage engine, which is very much easy. So basically, if you just see, if I search for this Malter dependency, we have this Malter dependency. Basically, if you drag down, you will find this code here. Or if you don't want to read the documentation, you can simply type Malter, uh, including extension of file Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow is a very good website for having any sort of doubt in programming. You will get all the source code. You can see this is exactly what we want here. The guy has already answered this question. So I find this website a lot more helpful. So simply paste it, and here we need to change our path, which will be public slash uploads. And then we are giving the file name and random name every time the user lets you upload this, and we are also including the extension also. So after that we are passing it to the Malter engine, which is storage to storage. That's it. And now we can make a post request, app.post. We can define that request send email, which we have defined inside the form. Here you will see send email, and here we can say request response. And let me start the application node-mon index.js. So it will be not be started because we haven't started the application, so make sure that you start it. App.listen port number, and then we can have the callback saying that console log app is listening on port 3000. So now you will see it will say app is listening. If you open this, you will see the form, which will be choose files, send email. And now inside this post request, guys, what we need to do is that we need to use our middleware, which is upload. Simply pass request response and error. If any sort of error take place, we can check for it and console log that error in uploading files, and then we can return. In the else block, what we can do is that we can actually show the path to the user, which is console log request files, because it will be an array because multiple files are there. And one more thing we are remaining, we need to use multiple method here because we are using multiple, uploading multiple files. So dot multiple, sorry, not here, but here I think, yeah, if you want to upload single, yeah, dot multiple. Let me see. Mm, yes, I think this is the array method. So here you will define how many files you need to upload. Multiple. Let me check the documentation. If you Malter upload multiple files. So let me see what is the syntax, actual syntax which is given. Yes, you need to give the file name, which is the name attribute, alongside how many files you need to upload at max. So I will be allowing the user to upload 100 files at max. This is a name attribute which we have given inside the form here, which is name. So this needs to be same. And now we can run the application simply. In the meantime, what we can do is that we can just comment this code here, because let me comment this and try this. And now let me try to upload a file here. Let's suppose some images. Let me try to upload these 4 files. And now you can see that, guys, it all the files are uploaded and they have given their own path here, which is we need this property, which is request.path. And you can see that all these files, if you check here, all these files will be uploaded, first 2 3 4. After uploading it, we need to simply send out to the email. So this is very easy if I just show you. So now after uploading it, we will move all this code here in a function, I think. So I can, let me first of all stop this application. So let me move all these lines to the top here, where we define our client secret and client ID. So this will come here, right here at the top. And this function, which is async function, here. So here, this line, I will move this line to the post request. So now when our file is uploaded, we can call this function send email, and here we can pass our request dot files array. And we can get this using, or I think, let me have a better approach in order to do this. So now to do this process, guys, it is very easy. First of all, I have figured out the way here. So just declare a variable right here at the top here, which will be called as paths. So this will be an empty array for now. Here you will see this is a array variable. This will be empty. So here we will store all the paths of the files which are uploaded here. Let me delete all the files here and start from scratch. So inside the uploads folder, I will delete all the images. Let me delete it. So now it is empty. So here we will, after having all this request.files, let me stop this application. So we will make use of the for each loop. So we will pass the array which is request.files. For each file, we will extract, we will construct an object here and push it. So there is a push method inside arrays, as you know, in order to push a new element into it. So inside this, we will push a object which will contain 2 properties. First will be the file name, and the file name will be equal to the every time unique, because we will pass date dot now. So this will be unique every time, and then we will concatenate file dot, and then we need to concatenate the extension of the file, which we can get using path dot extension name, and then we can pass file dot original name. That's it. Put a comma, and then we need to mention the path here, which will be getting from file dot path. That's it. So now if you just console log, simply if you console log paths here, let me comment this. So now you will see we will have all the files which are uploaded. It will have these 2 properties, file name and the actual path. Let me run this application. So if I now choose the files, let's suppose I choose these 2 files, And if you check the console, you will see this is the array here. It contains two properties here, file name, path. This is exactly what we want here. So simply what we can do, let me delete these and also stop this. And after having this, we can pass this paths array to this function, which is send email. And here we can define this. We are receiving it. So instead of the static attachments array, we can replace it with this dynamic one. So simply replace it. That's it. And now your application is complete. So you can test it. We can also change the subject that this message contains multiple attachments. This is body of attachment message. So we can also delete this path here, HTML path also. We don't need this. So now if you once again run this, if you now select choose files, if I select these four images, if I click send email, you will see now first of all it is uploaded and now you will see email is sent. So if you check here, you can see this is a second test email. You can see this message contains multiple attachments. So this is a message that we sent right now. You can see it contains four images that we selected here. You will see all these images are successfully sent. So in this way, you can use the HTML form in order to upload multiple attachments. This cannot be only restricted to image files. This can be anything, video file, PDF file, any file of your choice. I have shown you. So in this way you can do it. And one more thing, you can also, after that, you can send out a response thing also, that email is sent, please check the inbox. And in case of any error, you can also see error is there in sending messages. So that way user will see how is the progress. So you will see, please email is sent, please check the inbox. If I once again repeat the process, if I only select this image, send email, you will see email is sent, please check the inbox. So this is the way by you can send out emails through Gmail API in Node.js and Express. I have shown you using Node Mailer library from step by step. All the source code will be there inside video description. Please hit the like button, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.